teacher effectiveness framework is what we call a thoughtful way to evaluate and assess teacher performance in a way that creates a meaningful conversation about what good instruction is and how to bring the best of the research into classrooms to make a difference in terms of student learning. One of the things that we say about the framework, it must be both simple and deep. And simple doesn't necessarily mean trivial, but it must be something that teachers can comprehend, administrators can use, and that really can have a deep impact in terms of instruction and teacher effectiveness. Teacher evaluation is extremely important. Teachers need feedback. Teachers need to develop the skills to be as successful to meet the challenges of the students they work with today. It's made up, our teacher effectiveness framework is made up of 3 components. The first component is what we call the 4 cornerstones of effective teaching of a thoughtful classroom. And that's one, organization, rules, and procedures, developing positive relationships among students and between teacher and students, developing a culture of thinking and learning, and last but certainly not least, engagement and enjoyment. So these are the 4 cornerstones of any effective classroom. For each of these cornerstones, we've developed an essential question that guides the observation and guides the discussion and inquiry in the school. In the middle of the 4 cornerstones are what we call our instructional design and delivery episodes. And we've identified 5 episodes that research shows is critical for constructing and building knowledge. And the first is preparing students for new learning, accessing their prior knowledge, identifying learning goals that we're going to accomplish, assessing students' prior skills prior to teaching. And so that's the first kind of an episode. The second is presenting new knowledge and making sure that we've used a variety of ways to present information, check for student understanding. The third is deepening and reinforcing the knowledge and skills that we've presented. In this case, making sure that we're using a lot of formative assessment to see where students are at, to see if we need to reteach, and to make sure that developing and processing the information deeply and the skills they need to succeed. The 4th episode is really now taking what they've learned and really applying it and transferring it to new situations. And the 5th part of a good teacher design or lesson is both reflection and celebration. So with these 2 components, the cornerstones and the instructional design, you have 9 essential questions or 9 focuses that we pay attention for assessing teacher effectiveness. The last component is those behaviors outside of the classroom that assess teachers' commitment to professional growth, to being part of a professional learning community and organization, and exhibiting professional behavior. When those 3 components come together in those 10 dimensions, it provides a very clear and thoughtful picture of what good teaching and learning looks like, that can guide our conversation, that can guide our assessments, and help us build our skills to raise the level of competency of our teachers. So that's what the framework consists of. One of the books that we're very excited about that we brought here to Australia is our toolbook and our strategic teacher book. The toolbook is something that has over 85 tools that, whether you're a kindergarten teacher or a high school secondary teacher, you can put into practice immediately and see real differences in terms of student engagement and in-depth thinking. The strategies represent the best of the research-based practices and provide significant strategies that teachers can use in their lesson design and their assessments for really making a difference in terms of student learning. One of the things that we've recognized that teachers and administrators and educators need is they need tools and they need strategies. They need the how, not just the what. We need a culture about how we're going to go do things. They need to know how to collaborate and work together. But they also need very specific tools, and so we're writing right now, which we should have complete, a new toolbook on thoughtful assessment. And it's one of a series of books in our tools library that we're producing. We have tools for differentiating mathematics, tools for active engagement, but our tools for assessment book is really exciting. One of the things we recognize is for a concept to be a tool, we need to be able to describe it in one sentence. We need to explain its value in one paragraph and what kind of problem or challenge it really solves for teachers. Tool is no more than 7 steps so that teachers can get a handle on it and put it to practice immediately. And our toolbook shows lots of examples at different grade levels and has what we call teacher talk, teacher wisdom. We found that kind of product really speaks to teachers, and as you said before, they can put it right to practice, they can put it to use, and it helps bring to life the good research that we know about formative assessment and assessment for learning, but it's the how that's critical, and we need more resources, not just books, online courses, interactive text, that it provides teachers with immediate access to the tools and the strategies they need to deal with the challenges that they're confronted with. Teachers today can teach better than they've ever taught before. They know more, they have greater understanding of learning theory, of brain research, but the challenges are greater than ever before. And so it's being able to put the kinds of resources that teachers need in their hands when they need it, at the time they need it, which is going to be critical. And those are the kinds of products we're trying to put together.